So in this last video, I just want to show you one or two things that you might find useful that we haven't covered so far. Earlier on, we saw that if you go into Progress and list ARCPs, you can see your current ARCPs, and reviewing your progress will bring up a list of the competencies for the current phase you're in and the evidence you've submitted against them for the current ARCP. So here we can see that we've submitted 2 pieces of evidence for this current ARCP. But that isn't an overly helpful view in situations where you have a phase that spans more than one ARCP period, which is particularly true of phases 1 and 3. So if you want to see all of the evidence across all ARCP periods that you've accumulated for, say, phase 1, you can go into Progress and list phases and click Show Requirements for phase 1, for example. And this will show all of the evidence that you've accumulated across all ARCP periods. So that's a useful thing to see there. Also, at the beginning of each year, we're supposed to come up with a learning agreement, which is technically supposed to be signed off by the training program director as well as your educational supervisor. Now, the ePortfolio enforces that rule quite strongly, so it has to be signed off by both. So if you go into Enter New Assessment, there's a special area because it has to be signed off by 2 people, which is down here, the 3-way sign-off. So a learning agreement has to be signed off by your educational supervisor and your training program director. And you just click Enter that into your portfolio, and it will ask you to fill it in. And then it will be sent to those 2 people for their approval. So that's something you're supposed to do at the beginning of each ARCP period to set out your learning needs and plans for the coming ARCP period. Also in that Enter New Assessments tab, if you have a supervisor who likes to use either case-based discussions or direct observation of public health practice assessments, those can be found there and entered directly onto the online system too. So a case-based discussion might be where you're having an assessment around a case or a public health situation, and a direct observation might be perhaps your supervisor watching you chair a meeting or something and doing a formal assessment on that. And if you have a need to use that kind of form, those are in there as well. As you get to know and love the ePortfolio, you'll find other detailed little things that you can play with as well. There's a section for recording special circumstances like unplanned leave and that kind of thing, and all sorts you can set and play about with in there. But hopefully I've given you a good overview of the basics so you can really get stuck in and started with recording that evidence in your portfolio, and the educational supervisors will be able to see how they can approve things as necessary as well. So I hope you found these videos useful. Thank you very much. Bye!